Those killer bees still swarming. After the Steelers' win over the Chiefs, Mike Tomlin had a clear message to his team in the locker room. Something Antonio Brown decided to post on Facebook Live.
When you get to this point in the journey, man, not a lot needs to be said.
No.
Let's say very little moving forward. Let's start our preparation. We spotted the a day and a half. They played yesterday. Our game got moved to tonight. We're going to touch down at 4 o'clock in the morning. So be it. We'll be ready for that. But you ain't got to tell them we're coming. Because some of us here might not like the damn wolf stickers. The check signing, right? Keep it low profile. Let's get ready to ball our fists up again here in a few days and be right back at it.
Let's go.
Hey, man, this is our story.
Ryan Clark in the house. Good to see you after a late night on SportsCenter. Thank you for being up early with us.
That's not bad. You guys give me the first hour off, you know, so I can come clean it up after y'all mess it up for me. I come to save Molly.
Well, be humble. Watch your mouth, number one. And number two, I'm always very proud when I see him because he's one of the few people in this business with my schedule. He's working after midnight, and then he comes on in the morning.
You might work more than me, bro.
That's what I got to do come a week from now.
You love it, though. You love the NBA. But let's stay focused on this.
Sometimes.
Stephen A., Antonio Brown posting this to Facebook Live, not edited. You never know what the coach is going to say. Do you have a problem with it and posting Mike Tomlin's speech? Huge
problem with it. And I know Antonio Brown. We communicate from time to time. Got a lot of love for him. Got respect for him. He's one of the top 3 receivers in the game. You're smarter than that. You're bigger than that. And it was just a very stupid thing to do, to be quite honest with you, because you don't know what the coach is going to say. Mm-hmm. It's in the locker room. It's post-game. It's in the locker room for a reason. It's not for everyone to see. And it's a violation. Under no circumstances. The reason why I use the word stupid is because it wasn't intentional. I don't believe for 1 second that Antonio Brown meant for any negativity to emanate from this, meant to put his coach in a position where it would compromise him. And the word stupid is appropriate because you weren't thinking. You weren't thinking, and you weren't thinking about the kind of impact. You don't think about what Tomlin said. You don't think about the kind of impact that's going to have on the Patriots, who you play against this weekend. You don't know what he was going to say and how that would have resonated. Mike Tomlin wasn't aware that you were Facebook Living him, okay, which is unfair to him and puts the coach in a compromising position, not to mention who knows who else could have walked by and what may have come out of their mouth. It's insensitive. It's not wise. You're a professional. You're a grown man. He's so much smarter than that. It was a dumb thing to do.
It was also ironic, right? Because you hear Coach in the background saying, but you don't got to let them know we're coming. And as he's saying that, there's Antonio Brown letting them know they're coming, giving them bulletin board material. What did you say when we were listening just now? You just said...
I'm trying to be humble. I forgot. Stephen A. didn't humble me.
Brian, you said you got to love that, though. Like, yes, Mike Tomlin, who wouldn't want to play for that guy? He motivates everyone. Tomlin doesn't look bad here. Tomlin comes off here. He looks good. And as a fan, I'm glad, I'm sure fans are glad you got to peek behind the curtain and hear the kind of thing that would, like, who wouldn't want, you know, the coach you'd probably most want to play for because he's creates that atmosphere of excitement and motivation and togetherness in the locker room and all that. But while that's going on, Antonio Brown, imagine this is Odell Beckham Jr. Antonio Brown, who seems to be a team guy and everything, is so narcissistic that he is completely missing the message, making it about his Facebook Live post, which there's, as Molly says, no time to edit, and is completely undermining everything Coach is saying.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We live in a generation now. It used to be when you played a game, you couldn't wait to hear from your homeboys. You couldn't wait to hear from your parents, from your wife, from your kids about how great you played. Well, that's not what it is now. Now it's more exciting to get validation from thousands and millions of people you do not know, right? And so everything to these guys is about branding. We want to be a brand. We want to do these different things. And so I'm not surprised Antonio Brown did it. And Stephen A. saying that it was stupid and that it wasn't intentional, to me, that's the problem because he's so self-absorbed, right? He's so about what he's doing. He's so about Antonio Brown that it's not that he's missing the message that Coach is giving. It's that he genuinely does not care that the message is being given. He's so involved in his bubble that he doesn't even know what's going on behind him. He's not paying attention to the damage that it can cause. When I was with the Steelers, when Coach Tomlin would be talking and cameras would come in, this is what you would hear in the locker room. Woo, woo. And you know what comes next? That's the sound of the police. And the reason being was he didn't want, and we didn't want people to know what was going on between us, what was going on between family. If you watch Coach Tomlin give an interview or give a press conference, you've never heard anything like that because it's for family, because it's for us. And he would always say, because I would ask him, hey, Coach, you know, why don't you let people, you know, see how personable you can be, see how funny you are, this and that. And he would say, because I'm not going to give them a window into my soul. Antonio Brown gave them a window into his soul.
I know Mike Tomlin, not as well as you do, but I know Mike Tomlin. I've spoken to him on many occasions. I'm a reporter. You ain't never heard me repeat anything without his permission. You understand what I'm saying? If it's a private conversation, it's a private conversation. If I understand that as a reporter, how do you not understand that as one of his players? He is in the locker room talking to y'all. That's for y'all. And I had Snoop Dogg, you know, he watched the show, loved the show, been on the show, just text me talking about his behind the scenes. That's what we want to see, blah, blah, blah. Stop that nonsense, Snoop. Love you, but you're wrong. The fact of the matter is that, again, if the coach is speaking and he does not know you're taping him, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You cannot allow yourself to, you can't put your teammates, your team, and
Snoop
your
is
coach
right, though.
in that position.
One question, though. Is there any chance that he did know? Because he did post a Facebook Live after the game last week, and Tomlin jumped in at the end. Is there any chance, I know it looked like he was hiding, that Tomlin could have been aware of that?
Well, I don't think so, and I don't know. I can't necessarily speak to whether he knew or not.
Yeah, obviously not, or he wouldn't be saying things that you never heard Mike Tomlin say before. And Snoop is right. We, as fans, as media, want to consume this. This is what we want. There is value in it. But that doesn't excuse Antonio Brown for violating trust in the locker room.
But that's why Snoop is wrong, because Snoop is saying Antonio Brown is right.
No, it's not that he's right. It's that there is value in what he did. But from his point of view as a member of that team, it undermines what they're trying to do.
And by the way, value for Antonio Brown, it's not value for the Steelers organization.
This is the issue with social media. This is an instance where they don't even know that it's going on. That's the worst. But it's even worse than that, because even if people do know that people may have their Facebook Live post going at that moment, it becomes like a fly on the wall. It's so ubiquitous that you kind of forget it's there. This is how documentary filmmakers get a lot of great footage, right? Even though people are aware they're being filmed, if it's on all the time, you kind of
reality TV
forget about it. And so there's danger in that. This is one step removed because he did it in a way where obviously Coach didn't know he was doing it.
And that's the issue. Yeah, Snoop wants to see it. Fans want to see it. Like you said, it was cool to see Coach Tomlin be something we had never seen. But that's only value, like Molly said, to Antonio Brown, right? Because the fans love it, and now you get more followers, and now you get to get the validation. Oh, Antonio, you're so cool. I'm so glad you did this. I'm glad to see this. But that's not what Coach Tomlin wants. And we've gotten out of a world where team is the most important thing. And I do agree with you. If number 13 in New York does this, it's a lot bigger deal. The ways he would be talked about, the ways his character would be attacked would be different than this. But for me, nothing Coach Tomlin said was wrong. Nothing about it I have an issue with. I think the issue is he said it in a setting where he felt like it was between friends. It was between family.
Don't let him see us coming.
And you have to let your team know if you're doing that. That's not fair to do to anyone. He did take it down, though, so someone obviously got to Brown. Ryan, you will be back with us in just a little bit. But coming up, the good news, he led the Cowboys to 13 wins and the #1 seed in the NFC. The bad news, his team lost in their first playoff game at home. So should Dallas consider moving on from Jason Garrett? It's about to get hot.